Well, welcome back to Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin here at our Restoration Nation. Today, we are bringing you a Victorian era stunner on one of our favorite blocks in Natchez, Mississippi. Welcome back to Preservation Travels. We are back in our beloved Natchez, Mississippi on a gorgeous March day, our favorite time of year. The city is absolutely bursting into spring bloom, and we are on North Union at this absolutely spectacular Victorian era cottage. This is one of my absolute favorite styles of architecture. You have a little bit of Eastlake, a little bit of Queen Anne, some stick style thrown in. We're right in this wonderful period where we are just the height of cottage building. Now, from the exterior, this home looks like a cute, tiny little place, but don't let the appearance fool you. On the inside, she's mammoth. Before we even go in the door, there are some details that I absolutely have to point out for you. Again, like I told you, this is one of my favorite styles of architecture, and right here on this front gable, you have to see. First of all, you have that gorgeous treillage design before you get to the peak. And then above that, you see that little box that's empty? Originally, I guarantee you there would have been a spire right there. So were this my home, I'd be putting that spire detail right back where it belongs. Let me take you to look at the front door. Before we even go inside, I want to show you some of my favorite details on this exterior. Some of the things I love about homes of this period. First, you have these gorgeous turned columns. 1, 2, 3.5 original turned columns on the front porch. 2 stunning 3-sash walkout windows. Can't tell if they're box heads or not. They may be. And one of my favorite features in these homes, the incredibly ornate front doors. This one, as you can see, we've got curly pine, you've got fluting, you've got bullseye detail, and some spoon carving in here. Pure Eastlake. I love it. My 2 favorite features of all, though, the original front doorbell that you can tell because it still has its original backplate, and peep this Eastlake front doorknob. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go in. Well, again, like we've told you time and again, here in the South, one of the architectural details that we see over and over and over is a center hall plan for 19th century air conditioning. You see that I'm standing in a fairly modest home, but a lot of space has been devoted to this large center hall. And you have a front door and a back door that mimic one another. That's so both of those doors could be open and we could get great airflow through here in the 19th century, keeping these rooms cool even in the hottest of August days. But now, we've got some enclosed space back there that has increased the footprint of this house considerably. We're going to take you back there and show you those rooms. But I want to show you some architectural details that are absolutely spectacular in this home. Now remember, this was a fairly modest home at the time it was built. But just because it was a modest home doesn't mean that any expense was spared in ornamentation. And that is something that I think we desperately need to get back to. You'll see here around all of these doors, you've got this gorgeous fluted woodwork, the original bullseye trim with a little Gothic arch piece over the top. You have your original transom hardware. Now it's been painted over, but it could easily be removed and those could be made to function again. Again, those are for airflow. And then I absolutely love these doors that are the raised panel with the spoon carving in the middle. Beautiful details in this fairly modest house. Let's take a look at some of the formal rooms on this side of the home, and then we're going to go over and look at the informal rooms on the other side. Well, this is being used as the formal living room. I would like to point out that we did look and see these are in fact box head windows, which that means if those are made to function again, the windows will open all the way up so that you could walk from the living room out onto the front porch from two of these windows. I love this rosette that you have here, halfway up this fluted design. These doorways are 9.5 or 10 feet tall. And in this room and a few of the others, you have your original picture molding that runs all the way around the rooms. That was designed originally because of course you don't want to put a nail through a plaster wall. Putting a nail through a plaster wall causes that plaster to have cracks that run. So you would use a little hook over that picture railing and suspend all of your artwork from wires or ribbons. And that allows you to have artwork without damaging your plaster. Dining room. Now, if you have followed us for any length of time, you know that these rooms are always my favorite. Dining rooms are always my favorite, and this one is no exception. Again, original picture rail. I love the use of color that they have in here. It's just a spectacular space. Beautiful trim, original again, but come with me, come with me. Let me show you my favorite feature of this room. Access to this absolutely spectacular side screened porch. Here in the South, our porches are almost 12-month-a-year living spaces. These are incredibly important to the way that we live, but we also have crazy mosquitoes. So having this beautiful screened side porch gives you that 4-season living indoor-outdoor space that you can enjoy in comfort. I love it, and I love that it accesses right off that dining room. We're now in what's being used as the family's informal spaces. In a house of this age, you always would have had public spaces and private spaces. One area that would have been used for formal entertaining and receiving, and other areas that would have been used for family. Usually they're pretty easy to delineate because you have higher style trim in one area that's public, lower style trim in an area that's private. In this house, all the areas have the same trim, but that's spectacular because this trim is delicious. And in this room, it's unpainted, shellacked, gorgeous. Now, there are two mantels in this house that appear to be original. They match. They are very quirky. I have never seen mantels like this, but they're very obviously period. You've got this beautiful fluted leg, spoon carved with a bullseye, and then you have this little button detailing. Again, remember, this is a fairly modest cottage. So we are doing everything we can in this modest home to mimic what's being done in the super high style homes of the same period all around this area. Come in here, I'll show you the second of these mantels, which makes me think that perhaps these areas were originally the public areas. Perhaps the original receiving parlor and perhaps the original dining room, but it's a mystery. Here we are in that second room on this side of the house that I told you about that has the matching mantle. A little bit different details on it, but very much of the period in a very similar style. You even see the little matching buttons that are definitely original. They've lost one here and you can see where it's been there from day one. But the way the room is laid out, I don't think there's any way this could have been a dining room originally. So that makes me think that maybe this front room was the original formal receiving parlor with the fireplace to keep guests and homeowners warm, and this maybe was the original main bedroom to keep the homeowners warm on the like 3 cold nights we get a year in Natchez, Mississippi. That's the beauty of these historic homes. One of the most enjoyable things about living in and owning these historic properties is solving all the mysteries that come along with them. In this house, you're going to have 125 years worth of mysteries that you can uncover. I'm standing on what would have originally been the back porch, it looks like to me, or a breezeway to an original kitchen. Now, this room looks like it may in fact be part of the original build of the house, but maybe not. But what you have here is an incredibly sizable kitchen, a rare commodity in a house of this age. And every room in this house is just streaming with natural light. But I'm gonna show you a room that may be my favorite room. You're gonna laugh. But I walked into this room and thought, I would give my eye teeth for a room like this in a historic house. Come with me, let me show you. Look at this huge utility room. We have our washer and dryer. You have a utility sink, you have a half bath, and access into another living space. But look at this. It's like a potting shed, a tool organizing area. You don't get spaces like this inside a historic home ever. If you're lucky, you get a ratty garage out back that you're having to fight the black widow spiders and the garden snakes to get at your tools. So this is a winner of a room. Now we're inside what is absolutely a new addition to this property. I don't know when it was built, but obviously these spaces are new and they have used this space so wisely. I'm standing in what's the main bedroom, and then you have a huge main bathroom. Off of this, you've got a gorgeous deck with a jacuzzi right out back, but I love the use of the space behind the stairs. We'll take you up and show you. It's a family room. It's a media room, again, with views out onto the back porch. Really modern spaces inside this beautiful historic home. Makes it very livable. Okay, I was wrong. It is not a jacuzzi, it is a lap pool. Look at this beautiful yard. Gorgeous multi-level deck, multi-level backyard, plenty of place to garden, a great spot to have guests over, to have drinks in the evening, and a lap pool to enjoy it all in. And listen, we're right in the middle of downtown Natchez. We are blocks from where everything happens. And it sounds like we are completely alone. This is the beauty of outdoor living in Natchez, Mississippi. We hope you've enjoyed this journey back in time with us today with Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin as we explored the many mysteries of this great little Victorian era home. Now, remember, we are not real estate agents. We do not guarantee or represent this home in any way. Those of you who watch us every week could probably say that for yourselves. But this house is for sale. So if you think you might like to join us here in Natchez and take on this absolutely gem of a little home, we're going to put the Zillow link in the description below. You can reach out to the realtors and get even more information and then come see it for yourself. But for now, thank you for being with us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time on Preservation Travels with Lane and Kevin.